news at 1. President Tinubu attends 29th National Economic Summit, sets agenda for sustainable economic transformation. On revenue generation, FCT Minister orders strict implementation of personal income tax. And Governor Sule of Nasarawa State offers grant to 33 first-class graduates of Nasarawa State University. President Bola Tinubu has assured that his team is already working on the workability of the consumer credit facility promised by his administration to discourage corruption, particularly in the civil service. The president was at the 29th edition of the National Economic Summit holding in Abuja. State House correspondent Musbah Odamwahab reports that the theme of the summit is Pathways to Sustainable Economic Transformation and Inclusion.
For the administration charting a new course for economic prosperity, this assemblage is equally a priority, and the man in front would not miss it. It's also a convergence of interest as participants from the private and public sectors, chief executives, and other top-level decision-makers are here to lend voices towards setting agenda for the nation's economic transformation. The potentials are great, but the realities are yet gloomy. But then, the summit identifies declining naira value, low access to foreign exchange, multiplication of taxes, and MSME's multi-dimensional complexities among the hurdles along the pathway to the nation's economic greatness.
With more than 100 million of us being multidimensionally poor, there are potentially more risks of stagnation and distress if a low growth and low investment era persists. We know a multi-trillion-dollar economy is viable within a decade of serious reforms, consistent economic action, and deliberate institutional reforms.
The economic realities are currently below expectations, with less than 2,000 naira per capita and 43% of the citizens below poverty lines. But the man at the center, with his forward-looking ideas, says the solutions are in the works with bold economic decisions taken so far.
We have all felt the pain of these reforms. Soon, we shall begin to reap the rewards. I believe in the definition of our profession that I inherit the asset and liability of my predecessor. The framework has been put in place to ensure that these obligations are met in due course. My government is not blind to the challenges several of you are facing in the financial markets. I can only allay these concerns by revealing that we have a good line of sight for the additional foreign exchange liquidity that is required to restore market confidence, and we are going to do that.
President Tinubu promises the takeoff of a new student loan in January, construction of affordable homes, among other transformative policies and programs to strengthen the economy.
A $1 trillion economy is possible by year 2026, and a $3 trillion economy is also possible within this decade. The future is calling, and this administration will not hesitate to seize the opportunity of this moment. Our finest destiny is awaiting us all. Let Nigerians breathe a sigh of renewed hope and confidence.
For him, looking back is a distraction as he now expects workable ideas from this high-level economic gathering for clearer pathways to economic transformation. In Abuja, Musbau and Wahab, NT News.
Federal Executive Council has approved a draft policy for the solid minerals development sector to sanitize and allow adoption and deployment of technology for an improved security in the mining communities. This is one of the approvals coming from Council's meeting on Monday. State House correspondent Musbau Mohab reports that there are also better days ahead for the Nigerian girl child with a new program in the offing.
It is an afternoon good enough to deliberate on the challenges of today in order to guarantee the future of the country. One of the issues on the table for the highest decision-making body is in the solid mineral sector, and the minister in charge acknowledges the positive reactions to the new vigor in the sector. Yet, still prevalent are also the complexities in the sector.
The incidence of illegal mining is very, very pervasive, especially in the rural areas. And we've also traced incidents of banditry to the handiwork of illegal miners, especially foreign illegal miners. Some notorious foreigners who come to our nation sponsor banditry in the local areas with a view to driving away the local population and then moving in to start extracting, exploration and extracting our minerals.
But then, the current administration is demonstrating intention with special attention to make the solid mineral sector a new fulcrum of its economic earnings. And now, the Council approved a draft policy targeted as the game changer.
Now gives us in the ministry the teeth that we've wanted to be able to now act with precision on all of those things that we have mapped out. Measures on security. You're also quite aware of illegal mining activities all over the country by both high and low. The so-called itinerant miners who just pick gold, lithium anywhere without licenses. These are so-called illegal miners. But those are the low class. We have the high class also involved in this game. So we are rejigging the security architecture involving an inter-security agency structure to ensure that we combat this menace.
The Ministry of Finance also secures Council's approval for 5 zero-interest loans totaling 3.5 billion.
Thank you for staying with us. Please stay tuned for a live program.